Mr. Shaw, back at it, okay? You notice I'm wearing the same clothes because I'm working hard today. I'm not a quitter, okay? And neither should you be. Alright, here we go, guys. Next thing, linear relations and functions. Again, you guys know what linear means. Again, it just means we're dealing with a bunch of lines. Alright, so again, we're gonna go through, remember everything that you learned about you know, relations and functions from the last video, because again, they still all apply, like the vertical line test. Sorry by the way for cutting that kind of abruptly. I was running out of time. Okay, so again, remember the vertical line test, remember domain and range, x and y, all that stuff is it's all going to matter still. All right, so make sure you guys are paying attention. All right, so again, you guys, we have learned all this stuff. Okay, again, relations, functions. Okay, you guys remember that from last time. Okay, linear again is just going to form. It's just going to form a line. Okay, that's all it is. Okay, so again, and I don't even want to define that just because you guys know what that means. Okay. Next thing, the standard form is going to be in the form of ax plus by equals c, and we're going to determine what a, b, and c mean. Again, they're just constants. All right, and then we'll talk about intercepts on the x and y axis. It's gonna go great. All right, let's get right to it. Okay, again, the first thing, again, if a relation has a graph that is a straight line, then it's called a linear relation. Okay, again, you guys know that a straight line. Okay, if you have it, it's gonna make a line linear relation. Again, I feel stupid sometimes, because I keep repeating it just because but again, I just need to make sure you know it. And that's all. Keep going. Now, in order to tell what the difference is in an equation, okay, you're going to want to be careful. Okay, when you have an equation, again, it's not going to have any operations besides addition and subtraction, okay, and multiplication of a variable and constants. It's called a linear equation. Now again, that's going to be something like this. Like if I give you y equals 3x plus 4. Okay, again, this is just in slope-intercept form, but again, you know that again you see multiplication, addition, okay, but there's nothing else happening. Okay, so that means that we're good to go. This would be an example of a linear equation. Okay, but if I gave you something like this, like 3 divided by x plus 4 equals y, this is not. Okay, that's not a linear equation. Okay, and then again, same deal. If it is a function, if there's only one x for every y. Okay, so again, the x's cannot repeat, and I'll write that again just so you guys remember. X's can't repeat. Oops, my A didn't want to work there. That's okay. All right, let's keep going. So again, we're going to go into each of these. Again, state whether each function is a linear function, write yes or no, and we're going to explain. I'm going to explain just verbally. Again, I'll write the yes or no. Make sure you guys are still understanding why. The first one, A, again, you see it's g of x equals 2x minus 5. Again, you see multiplication of 2 in the x and then subtraction. This is a linear relation. Now again, it can't have any, well, I'll stop there. So again, this one's just yes. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm breaking into the next problems. Okay, so here we go. Next one is p of x equals x cubed plus 2. Now again, if you go, I'm going to sneak back here for at this guy. It says it has no operations other than addition, subtraction, and multiplication. Now this right here, x cubed, is considered an operation. Okay, x cubed is not a line. It's not a linear function. Okay, so this one is going to be no. Okay, and I'll say no exponents other than 1. Because you can have 1, like this is actually the first. Okay, but again, you guys get the idea, hopefully. Here you see we've got x on the bottom. Okay, 4 plus 7 divided by x. Again, this is not going to be linear. Okay, and I'll just point to it and write division. Division of a variable. Alright, and the last one, again, you've got 3xy minus 2x plus 1. And here, the 3xy is the problem. Again, you have to have the x and the y have to be separated. Okay, they can't be multiplied together, otherwise it's a completely different graph. Okay, so I'll say no, and we'll just put variable multiplication. Again, on the test or on a quiz, if I ask you to do this, I would hope that you would write something a little bit, nicer, neater, complete sentences, the works. All right, let's keep going. I would like to introduce you to standard form of a linear equation. Hi guys, this is standard form. Meet my Algebra 2 class. Okay, Algebra 2 class meets standard form. Okay, so again, ax plus by equals c. Again, a, b, and c are integers. Okay, again, remember that integers are whole numbers. Okay, remember number line. Okay, they have to be. Sorry, my pen's not wanting to work. Okay, they have to be whole numbers. Alright, and again, the greatest common factor of 1, meaning you can't pull anything else out. Like, so for example, if I had like 2x plus 4y equals 6, you see how they're all divisible by 2? I could divide the whole thing by 2, and I would get x plus 2y equals 3. This would be the proper form of the standard form anyway. And then a has to be greater than 0. Okay, it's going to be greater than 0, and it's not going to be negative. Okay, that's what that means. Okay, I'll just write that. Not negative. Negative. My pen is. I am going to throw this pen against the wall here in a second. All right, there we go. All right, so again, we're gonna practice a couple things. Again, this one right here is just asking which are in standard form. So go ahead and make sure you guys got these, and I'm going to show you a couple different things. Now you know standard form again, ax plus by equals c. So again, you see here ax, by, c. Could it get any easier? I don't think it could. And one thing I will make sure is you want to make sure that a is positive. Okay, in this case, a is positive. I can't pull anything else out. So yes, this one is in standard form. Now number 2 looks a lot different. But before you just go and jump to no, I want to rewrite this in a different way. If y is not here, what would I have to multiply by? You're exactly right, 0. Okay, so again, if I could rewrite this as x plus 0y equals 2. Is that in standard form? Absolutely it is. Well, again, you see here that I didn't say anything about b not being 0 or c not being 0. So this is also in standard form. Alright, let's move on. Now again, you see this one right here is not in standard form. I've got the y by itself, and the x and the y have to be on the same side of the equation. So again, you'd have to add 4x over in order to get it into standard form. We're going to practice that on the next slide. So again, I'm just going to say no here, and we'll move on. And the last one, hey, same deal, looks a lot different. But I can rewrite it in the same way I did this guy up here. So I can write it as 0x plus y equals negative 3. Now again, if you go back to our standard form slide, which I will for just for a second, it says greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so again, it can be equal to 0, and that's not that big a deal. So again, this is still going to be considered to be standard form. All right, now let's practice putting them into standard form. Okay, again, it says write each equation in standard form and identify a, b, and c. Okay, I don't have a whole lot of room here, so I'm gonna just kind of underline them and I'll point them out to you. But make sure you're being careful. Okay, so you're number 1. So again, I need the x and the y to be on the same side. I'm gonna write it again just for good practice. Alright, so again, you see my y's over here. Remember our practice from literal equations, in order to move anything we have to add or subtract it. So it's a positive 2y. I'm going to subtract it over. So subtract 2y, these guys cancel. So it would be 3x minus 2y equals negative 4. Okay, so again, I'll use a different color here just for a second. So again, this is going to be a, this will be b. B is negative 2, be careful here. And then c is negative 4. Alright, let's keep going. Again, here you've got y equals 3x plus 5. So again, I need the x and the y on the same side, so I will subtract 3x. So this will be negative 3x plus y equals 5. Now we're not quite in standard form yet. Remember that a has to be greater than 0. Okay, it cannot be negative here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply everything by negative 1. So this will be positive 3x minus y equals negative 5. Again, I'll switch colors so you guys can see. Again, it's a. B here is negative 1. be careful. Whoop, there go the lights again. And then C is -5. Last one, guys. I've got right here again, I've got -4x over here, y over here. Again, I'm just going to start by moving over. So I'm going to subtract 3y. So it'll be -4x minus 3y equals 2. Not quite done. Again, make sure your a cannot be negative, so I'm going to again do the same thing and multiply by -1. So now it'll be 4x plus 3y equals -2. And again, I've got A, B, and C. Oops, sorry, we're not quite done yet. Okay, here we go. We've got a couple more things I want to show you. Is that the x and y-intercept? You guys should know what this looks like. Again, the y-intercept is where the graph crosses the y-axis. X-intercept is where it crosses the x-axis. We're breaking rules here, guys. Okay, no, these are very straightforward. All right, now again, if I put up a graph, you'll see here here's my y-axis, here's x. Again, it's just wherever it hits, wherever it crosses. Now what I want to point out to you is that this right here is always, the y-intercept is always going to be 0, comma, whatever the y is. And the x-intercept, vice versa, will always be x, 0. Okay, that is super important. Okay, and I want to get into this next one. When I keep this in mind as we go into these next couple of problems. Okay, it says find the x-intercept and the y-intercept, then graph the equation. Alright, so again, this is the last thing we're going to do in this video. So here you go. It says find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Now, in order to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept, I'm going to have to use that number that we found. To find it, you have to plus. So for y, you're going to plug in 0 for x. For x, you'll plug in 0 for y. It's that easy. Alright, so let's try it. I'm going to start with the x-intercept. So let's do the x-intercept first. So I'm going to plug in 0 for y. So -2x plus 0 minus 4 equals 0. 0, this plus 0 is just nothing, so I'm just going to cross it out. So add 4 to both sides. So -2x equals 4. Divide by -2. X equals -2. So now again, the intercepts are points. Be extremely careful there. Okay, so x-intercepts will be, oops, -2, comma 0. And let me erase this real fast. I want to do the y's. Okay, so plug in 0 for x now, so it'll be -2 times 0 plus y minus 4 equals 0. -2 times 0 is just 0, so that's gone, and we can just add 4. So y equals 4. And then the y-intercept will be 0, comma 4. I really encourage you guys to pause the video here and try this on your own, because it really does help, I promise. Alright, so again, we're going to do last part of the video. Again, I'll do x-intercept and y-intercept for this problem, and I'll get you guys out of here. So again, start with the x. Again, we'll plug in 0 for y. So now there's something called the cover-up method. So when it's in this form, all you have to do really is just cover it up. Like so. Again, I can just kind of cross this out. Okay, when I'm again, because I'm plugging in 0 times -5 is just 0. So this is just going to be gone. So then my resulting equation would be 3x equals 10, and I would divide by 3 to solve it. So x would equal 10 over 3. And I can rewrite that in just 10 thirds, comma 0. Let me erase this just because I want to do the y's now. So again, if you'd use the same, what I called it before, the cover-up method, if you're plugging in 0 for x, 3 times 0 is just 0, so it's just gone. And now we'll divide to find the y. Divide by -5, y equals -2, so 0, comma, -2. Guys, we were finished in less than 15 minutes. You're welcome. Alright, have a good one.